If someone asked me what destroyed my relationship, they'd probably expect me to say cheating, betrayal. But the truth is far more uncomfortable than that. Because sometimes relationships don't end, because two people stop loving each other. Sometimes they end because love slowly turns into pressure. And looking back now, I honestly think that's exactly what happened to us. When I met Daniel, I thought I had finally found the kind of connection people spend their whole lives searching for, the kind of relationship that makes you feel young again, wanted again, alive again. But over time, that same passion that once made me feel beautiful slowly became the reason. I started feeling exhausted, anxious, and emotionally lost inside my own relationship. And the worst part is, I still don't think either of us was truly wrong. We simply needed different versions of love. My name is Sophia Bennett. I'm 40 years old, and if you saw my life from the outside, you'd probably think I had everything figured out. I worked as a corporate lawyer in downtown Chicago, spent my days inside expensive offices arguing over contracts worth more money than most people would ever see in their lives, and came home every evening to a luxury apartment with floor-to-ceiling windows overlooking the city skyline. Financially, I was comfortable, successful even, but emotionally, I was completely drained. There's a type of loneliness people rarely talk about enough. The kind where your life looks full from the outside, but deep down everything feels emotionally empty. And after years of failed relationships, work stress, and constantly pretending I was happy, I had honestly stopped believing real connection could still happen for me at this stage in life. Then one rainy Thursday evening, I met Daniel. And everything changed. It happened in the most ordinary way possible. I had stayed late at the office, finishing paperwork, and around 8:30, I stopped at a small coffee shop near my building before driving home. The weather outside was awful. Cold rain, heavy traffic, the kind of evening where everyone looked tired and emotionally disconnected from the world around them. I was sitting alone answering emails on my laptop when suddenly someone bumped into my table hard enough to spill coffee everywhere. At first I was irritated, but then I looked up and saw him trying to apologize while awkwardly laughing at himself. That was Daniel, 25 years old, tall, blonde hair, broad shoulders, blue eyes that somehow looked both confident and innocent at the same time. The kind of man who immediately attracts attention without even trying. But what surprised me most wasn't how attractive he looked, it was his energy. Daniel felt alive in a way most people my age no longer did. He spoke passionately about everything: music, travel, fitness, random ideas, life itself. And honestly, after spending years surrounded by emotionally exhausted adults, pretending to enjoy life, his energy felt addictive almost immediately. We ended up talking for nearly 2 hours that night, and for the first time in years, I completely lost track of time around someone. That almost never happened to me anymore. Before leaving, he asked for my number, with this nervous confidence that somehow made him even more attractive, and against my better judgment, I gave it to him. At first, I told myself it would just be something casual, a distraction, nothing serious. But deep down, I already knew I wanted to see him again. Our relationship moved fast after that. Maybe too fast? But sometimes when two people connect emotionally, logic disappears very quickly. Daniel started spending almost every evening at my apartment. At first, we'd just order food, open a bottle of wine, sit on the couch, talking for hours, while old jazz music played quietly in the background. And honestly, I can't explain how comforting those nights became for me. For years, my life had felt predictable. Wake up, work, stress, come home exhausted, sleep. But Daniel changed the atmosphere of my entire life. Suddenly, my apartment felt warm again, alive again. Even simple moments became exciting around him. Late-night drives through the city, weekend trips to small cabins outside Chicago, cooking together at midnight, even though neither of us actually knew how to cook properly. And what made the relationship feel so intense wasn't just physical attraction. It was the attention he gave me constantly. The way he looked at me like I was still the most beautiful woman in every room we entered. The way he touched me every chance he got. The way he always wanted to be close to me physically and emotionally. And honestly, after years of emotionally distant relationships, that kind of attention becomes incredibly addictive. At first, I loved every part of it. I loved feeling desired again, wanted again, younger again. And yes, Daniel had a very intense personality when it came to intimacy too. He constantly craved affection, closeness, physical connection. Sometimes he wanted that closeness multiple times in the same evening, and while part of me found it flattering at first, another part of me slowly started feeling exhausted in ways I didn't fully understand yet, but I ignored those feelings in the beginning. Because when someone makes you feel loved that intensely, you start convincing yourself the exhaustion is worth it. And honestly, maybe part of me was afraid that if I couldn't keep up with him, emotionally and physically, eventually he would realize I was too old for him. That fear stayed in the back of my mind constantly, even during our happiest moments. Have you ever loved someone so much that you slowly started becoming afraid of disappointing them? After almost a year together, things slowly started changing between us, not dramatically. That's what made it worse. Relationships rarely collapse overnight. Usually they break slowly through silence, emotional pressure, and small moments nobody notices at first. Daniel still loved me. I truly believe that, but his needs never slowed down emotionally or physically. And meanwhile, I was becoming more exhausted every month. Work stress became heavier. I started sleeping less, my anxiety got worse, and eventually I began avoiding intimacy in subtle ways without even realizing it. Staying longer at work, pretending I had headaches, falling asleep early, creating distance slowly. And Daniel noticed everything. Of course he did. At first he tried being patient, but over time frustration slowly entered the relationship. No toxic frustration, sad frustration. The kind where someone feels rejected by the person they love most. And honestly, seeing disappointment in his eyes every night slowly destroyed me emotionally because I still loved him deeply. I just couldn't keep up with the intensity he needed from me constantly anymore. And eventually, emotional distance entered the relationship. The apartment became quieter, colder. We stopped laughing the same way. Sometimes we'd sit together on the couch for almost an hour while neither of us said anything. And silence like that is terrifying when you truly love someone. Because deep down you can feel the relationship slipping away slowly, while both people are still desperately trying to hold on to it. One night, after another quiet dinner, filled with uncomfortable silence, I finally looked at Daniel and realized something heartbreaking. He still loved me, and I still loved him. But love alone was no longer fixing the distance between us. So, a few weeks later, I let him go. Not because he betrayed me, not because he stopped caring, but because I loved him enough to stop forcing both of us to live inside a relationship that was slowly exhausting us emotionally. The strange thing is, I still think about him sometimes late at night, not with anger, not even regret, just sadness. Because some people enter your life to remind you that you're still capable of feeling deeply again, even if they were never meant to stay forever. And honestly, I still wonder sometimes if things would have been different if we had simply met each other at the right time in our lives. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. It genuinely helps more than you think and motivates me to keep creating emotional stories like this one. And now I'm curious, what kind of story would you like to hear next? A toxic relationship? A betrayal story? An age gap romance? Or maybe something darker and more emotional? Let me know in the comments. I read everything.